Hey, Oncers, we're back! And so's the Evil Queen, so make sure you stay tuned. Season 6, Episode 2, A Bitter Draught. It's coming up now.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin!
Hello, everyone! I love this song. It's just so dramatic and big, and it just... Whenever I hear this, it makes me smile.
This is the music that plays during Evil Queen.
Yes, so. It just makes me smile. Hello, everyone. I'm Tiona Hobson, and you're watching the Once Upon a Time After Show here at AFTERBUZZ TV. Joining me tonight, I've got, as always, the lovely Marisa Serafini.
Hello, everyone. Yes, you can follow me on Twitter at SeraphiniTV.
And introducing our newest addition to the panel, Dakota T Jones.
Hello, guys. How's it going? You guys can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Mr. Dakota T Jones. And thank you for that awesome introduction.
That was so on key.
I know. Yes. Sometimes I find the right key. Most of the time I don't. I'm really glad it came out like kind of there this time.
It was awesome.
It was really good breast support.
Yes, thank you. I took a nap before the show, so that's probably why.
Yes, welcome, Dakota.
Thank you.
And yeah, welcome. Thank you for joining our little family here.
Thank you. This show is so amazing. I'm so excited to be a part of it. So thank you, guys, and thanks for watching.
Yeah, and don't worry, guys. Roxy will be back. She's just out of town for a minute, so when she gets back, she will be right back here on this panel. So I think
it's okay because we didn't have a lot of hooker tonight, so
I was very upset about that. By the way,
I'm sure she would have been equally upset.
Yes. So I think that the first thing we need to talk about is the big fat elephant in the room. We just have to get this out of the way now because I know that we can't get through this episode without Marisa saying it 10 times. Robin Hood is coming back, y'all.
Yes, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I was like wondering where you're going with this, but
I know,
yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. So for everyone who told me to move on last week, nope, I can't move on yet because he's back.
And this is why I had to start with this, because I knew Marisa was going to have to say, I told you so to some people, me included, because I was kind of like, Marisa, just
he's gone.
Move on, he's gone. But we don't know how he's coming back yet, so.
But you know what? I'm okay, because he's back, and I legit did a happy dance when I found out that news. So I'm really happy, and he's not totally gone yet, you
So
guys.
even if he just came back like in a flashback or something like that, you're still cool with that?
I'll still take it.
Because he's there in some form.
I'll still take it. If he comes back and kind of like arcs out his character and has a true ending, then maybe I can accept the fact that he's actually dead.
Aww.
But only then.
I
just hope we get to see Roland. If Robin Hood's back, I want to see Roland.
I know.
Because he's just adorable, and I love him, and he doesn't have any parents that are alive.
It's so sad. It's like so sad.
He's an orphan.
Yeah. And speaking of dead fiancés and significant others, the Count of Monte Cristo made an appearance tonight.
He sure
You like that
did.
segue there?
I like
that was a good one, right?
That was real smooth.
Speaking of dead fiancés, here we go.
Which you knew more about that story than we did, really.
Yeah, you guys didn't, not to call you guys out, but you're like, who?
I remember the movie, and I know the name, and I know parts of the story. I just am not as familiar with this story as I am the other stories.
Okay,
Right.
all you really need to know about Count of Monte Cristo is one of Alexander Dumas's famous stories, other than
The Three Musketeers.
Musketeers.
The Three Musketeers, who we actually saw it in Storybrooke. I was like, hey, there they are too. But yeah, it's the big theme that you can take away from Count of Monte Cristo. It's a revenge story, pretty much. A guy comes back who people thought he was dead, but he comes back, he gains a fortune and a titular character and respect, and it's a revenge show.
I just need to know what his savings plan was, because for 10 years, for him to bounce back and be running stuff,
Yeah.
I've been alive more than 10 years. I've been an adult more than 10 years, and I'm still struggling financially. So
if you know the story that he actually escapes prison and he goes to an island and captures treasure, he buys the land.
See, that's all we need to do.
He buys the land in Monte Cristo with that treasure that he acquired, and that's how he becomes rich.
Okay.
New
life plan, guys.
Yes.
I'm going to get right on that.
Steal treasure.
Right on that.
Minus the revenge part. I'm good.
Yeah, minus the revenge. I think we're good.
Yes.
But his revenge is the Baron took all his family's money, killed his fiance, did all this terrible stuff. So he wants his revenge, and the Baron won't name names because he knows that, clearly this guy wasn't working alone. He wants to know who else helped him so he can have his hit list. Baron's not talking, so he just kills him. I was like, that's one way to not get any more names ever.
Seriously.
Yep.
That's one way to do it.
Yeah, that's one way to go about
But
your
it's
plan.
very convenient that Regina knows.
Yeah.
Evil Queen
Evil
Regina
Queen.
knows.
But here's the thing with this whole deal that they've made. So the Evil Queen makes a deal with him that he has to kill Snow and Charming. She'll give him the list of the names of everyone else. But every time she holds up this thing, it's just a parchment wrapped around with a ribbon. She could be playing you, homie. And you're not
She could
even, you didn't say like, well, let me at least see that there's some names written on there.
Yeah.
Give me one of the names so I can fact check. You're just trusting a person whose name is Evil Queen.
Yeah.
Putting all our trust in her,
I
like
know.
from the start.
Seriously.
The blind faith that he had, which was very questionable. But what bothered me more was that she was like very sing-songy and jokester, like Rumpel. Like when
my
he's
gosh, yeah.
when he's gold, when he's making deals, and he's very, he becomes sing-songy in
Yeah.
a deceitful way, and
Creepy.
I don't like it. I'm like, Evil Queen, don't do this. No, that's
know.
Rumpel's thing.
Yeah.
That's not
Yeah,
yours.
Exactly.
That's not yours.
I'm like I'm more in love with the nice Regina that we have. But I can't say that I did not miss that Evil Queen laugh. That's like so
Her laugh is
iconic.
so
And
good.
she's so great at playing the Evil Queen, and I couldn't imagine anyone else playing her. It's just insane. And like that evil laugh is just tops it all.
It's just top notch.
Yeah.
Well, Edmund, as he's going by these days.
Well, that's his actual name.
Yeah.
His character.
His character,
Count of Monte Cristo.
yes, but
Edmund
I just like
Dantes.
counting him the Count. But
Yeah.
everyone wanted to call him Edmund, and I was like, that's so boring. Be the Count.
Yeah.
I love how they made that reference. It's like, no, it's a different count.
Yeah, not Dracula.
Yeah.
So
Smart.
he finds a way to earn Snow and Charming's trust, which honestly is not that hard to do.
Yeah.
They found him in a burning village with not a real scar or anything on his face. If everyone was attacked and ran away, he wasn't even dirty.
Yeah.
He removed his hood and it was like,
No, he
look,
was
I
kinda
just had a
dirty.
facial.
Yeah.
He was kind of dirty because I remember having the clear thought. I was like, oh, he needs a shower.
Well, he
So-
did
all
have
need
the thing
showers
going on with
and-
his hand, It was like
No,
a
he was
little
kinda
grody
dirty.
looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he comes out and they're like, oh, your village burned down. We have a job for you at our castle. Come be our wine steward. Is
Yeah.
that
Wine
basically
Just
what it
come
is?
into our home.
Just come into our
We don't
home.
know
Come be
you.
our sommelier.
No background check or anything like that. Just wholeheartedly trusting
Pour
you.
our wine.
He meets Charlotte, who this is the first time we're hearing about Snow ever having a handmaiden. Her name is Charlotte. She's a very pretty blonde lady. And
I like her. She's actually played by Andrea K. Brooks, who's been in a lot of other shows. She actually follows me on Twitter.
Oh, wow. That's so
Yeah,
cool.
we follow each other. She's cool.
I
It was
liked her.
nice to see her. I was like, oh, Charlotte.
yeah.
All right, cool.
And there was something about her eyes that he just couldn't stop staring at.
At first I was like, all right, dude, we get it. You're hitting on her, but it's a little creepy. Let's back it up. You don't know her yet. Let's do it a little bit more smooth. And he was just like, your eyes.
See, no,
Your eyes again.
I was trying to look deeper into this. I was like, is Charlotte really a person? Is Charlotte really Charlotte, or is this someone trying to be in the form of Charlotte, and the eyes reminded him of someone else? But the thing is, he mentioned eyes twice, and we never got an answer.
But see, maybe we will in more flashbacks or something.
Because I
I
thought
don't
he
know.
said
She's
that.
dead.
I
But
thought
she's
that-
dead, but his story's still alive. There,
Yeah.
I don't know. I agree. He just kept mentioning the eyes, and we never got a reason except that something about her reminded him of his
Yeah.
fiance. So I was like, okay, I'll accept that. But it just seemed like more, almost like he was saying, "Those are my dead fiance's eyes," and I'm thinking was his fiance reincarnated in
Yeah.
Charlotte's form or something, and has no memories of
Yeah.
him.
That's why I kept thinking he was talking about the eyes, is because he mentioned that they look so much like his dead fiance. So that's what I thought. But you're right. They kind of kept mentioning it. So maybe it does have a greater purpose.
Yeah, hopefully it does.
Yeah.
Or we're just, really reading into the wrong
Yeah.
things as usual.
I was just very surprised that he brought it up twice, and we didn't really get a clear answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just something that he liked her enough to go through the lanes, or to the lanes that he went to.
Yes,
Yeah.
because he tries to poison Snow and Charming with the venom of the
Agrabah.
yeah.
But that's the same venom that killed
um,
Regina's father, Henry.
Yes. I was like, we've seen this before a while ago, and I was like, oh, love that we're bringing it back now that Aladdin and Jasmine are
Yeah.
coming back and all that stuff. I was like, okay, I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yep.
I see you. And then Let's see. So that doesn't work. He ends up not doing the venom part because he didn't want to hurt Charlotte, and then he realizes that killing innocent people to get his own revenge makes him just as evil as his enemies. And I was like, really? It took you that long?
Yeah.
To realize.
At least he had a conscience.
Yes, he did grow
give
the
him that.
conscience, and then here comes Rumpelstiltskin. Love seeing him just all gold and glittery.
Oh, I know.
And
He always shows up
evil.
at very convenient
Yeah,
times,
very
too.
convenient
Yeah.
times. So he kind of strikes a deal with him. He's like, look, I need to make sure you're never coming back here to finish the job because I need Snow and Charming to start getting busy and making a baby, and I need them to be alive so that my plan can pan out. And it's really fun to see how they kind of go back and do this, and then you're thinking in your mind, like, oh yeah, because at this point, like, he's still trying to get to Storybrooke so that he can find Neil and all this stuff that hasn't happened, and it's been 6 seasons, so many other things have happened that you kind of forget, like, oh yeah, that was his main motivation. And to see him kind of making sure that his plans will come true. So yeah, that's how Edmund and Charlotte end up in the land of untold stories. Do you guys think, because now, you know, she ends up coming back here and the story continues, and so now she's dead because the poison finally gets to her heart. Do you guys think that her and Edmund over in Land of Untold Stories maybe, like, got together? Or
I don't know.
were they just
we
really good
haven't-
friends?
Because we haven't really seen them together in the new world. We just see that she's dead and that he's trying to kill. But I mean, he is being controlled by the evil queen because she has his heart. But I would say that if that would have happened, we would have seen him like be like, "Oh my gosh, she's dead." But maybe he doesn't know yet that the evil queen killed her off.
I think Regina says it during their sword fight.
Oh, okay. And does he not really blink an eye much?
He was kind of like, oh, so it finally played out or something.
So yeah, I feel like if they had stuff going
Yeah,
on,
his
he would have
story
been
would
way
have.
more distraught.
But he doesn't have his heart, so
True.
if he was in love with her but he doesn't have his heart,
I don't know,
can
because
he
we haven't
react?
seen a lot of screen time between those two, and it doesn't seem like Charlotte has anything for Edmund.
Yeah.
I mean, that
Just-
sounds terrible.
Yeah, I was only asking because with the eye thing,
Yeah.
and then they go to this new land.
don't
She
think they
wakes
were
up in
ever-
a new land with this guy who she's met twice and
Yeah.
can't come home, and her mom's sick and she's supposed to be
You're right.
moving back. It's just a lot to wake up to, you
Yeah.
know?
Right.
So
I
then
don't
she
think
might
they
be
were
like,
ever
"Oh, okay."
more than what they are
Yeah.
now. Acquaintances.
But we
more
never
so.
know.
Yeah, you never know.
Never know.
I mean, I'm for it, though.
I'm
They
all
could
for
be
it.
a cute couple.
I think they could too.
You know, if he stops trying to kill everyone and then gets his heart back,
His revenge.
maybe they could work it out.
Maybe
But
they
she
could
is
work
kind of
some
dead
things
now,
out.
so
So then back over in Storybrooke, we have everyone who's, you know, crash landed from the Land of Untold Stories. And we have Regina coming in as the mayor, trying to
love
give
that.
her big motivational speech. We can all do this
Yeah.
together.
It was so good.
It
I was
was.
like, you go, girl.
I was like,
Good
look
girl.
at her go.
And did you notice her outfit? The black blazer and the red shirt? I was like, she looks exactly like she did back in season 1.
Yeah,
She
did.
really does, and
But
she looks
a
gorgeous.
better version,
Yeah.
like a good version of Regina. I'm like, you go, girl. Go back to the beginning. Start fresh. Because that's the whole thing. Like, starting anew. Yeah. Good for her.
I'm all for it.
I love how excited Marissa's
know.
face gets when she
I
talks
know,
about
I love
Regina.
Regina. She's amazing.
She is.
You'll soon learn, if you haven't already. I'm a big Regina supporter here.
Same.
Yeah.
She,
I've always rooted for her, and I'm so glad. Well, I was getting ready to say I'm so glad things are panning out for her, but nothing ever
yet.
seems to be working out.
Nothing is quite that easy.
No.
So this is when at the diner, Henry starts talking to who we later find out is Edmund. He leaves an envelope for Snow and Charming. Meet me. It's like the Count of Monte Cristo invites you to your death in the forest.
At least he asked nicely, you know
it
what I'm
was
saying?
like you're cordially invited to
Yeah.
come watch me murder you.
This isn't a nice invitation.
Yes, it was
Yeah.
a very nice invitation. So Henry passes it along. Regina ends up saying like, "Oh snap, guys, my bad. Back in the day when I hated you, I hired him to kill you.
Yeah.
So he's probably here to finish that out." She goes to the forest to try and stop him, and he is like, yeah, no. No one can stop me now." And then that's how we found out, well, later, that the evil queen actually has. So I guess the thing that I didn't see coming, well, not see coming, but that I didn't realize or forgot, was that Regina doesn't know that the evil queen is back. And so part of me thinks, just talking out loud, if Regina killed her in the season finale, but then she comes back to life, and she said, she told Zelina that she kind of used up all of the dragon's whatnots to get herself back here. If she's still a part of Regina, wouldn't Regina have felt like a presence of her being there or something?
Because it's a part of her. Like you'd think that you would sense that close by you, especially if it's something so dark.
Yeah.
It's like it's the evil queen, but like since she's detached from Regina, she's even more evil. It's like you would feel that aura presence around.
I mean, you'd like to think that, but I'm now considering Regina and Evil Queen as two completely separate beings.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the fact that Regina couldn't sense her own evil self there shows that like she doesn't really have that connection to her anymore. So yeah, I'm completely thinking them in two beings. So whatever Evil Queen is responsible for, Regina's not.
Right. That's true.
That's fair.
True. Yeah.
That's a fair assessment, Marissa.
Thanks.
Well, after she has no luck with that, we then learn that no one can leave the city again because there's another protection spell up, and I felt so bad because Regina has just, gone through so much already, and she always blames Zelina for everything, and I just want them to get along so much.
Do you?
And the first thing, yes, I do.
What? You don't want that?
I'm just so over Zelina trying to forge this relationship.
But here's the thing. If people would actually maybe try giving her the benefit of the doubt every now and then.
That's the thing. They've given Zelina so many tries and so many options and opportunities. That's the word. So many opportunities for Zelina to prove herself, and she's always turned on us.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought it might have been cold of Regina to make a snap judgment, thinking, oh hey, this is a blood spell, so yeah, obviously it's gonna be my sister because who else could do it? So like that's completely warranted because Zelina has always given us a reason to not trust her.
But in the past, so has Regina for 5 seasons. 4 seasons. Okay, I'll give her last season. She was pretty good. 4 seasons. We had Regina and Evil Queen giving us all these reasons to believe in them, think that things were going to be different this time, and Snow and Charming putting their faith in her. So I just think that when it comes to the relationship of all people, Regina should be the one who's willing to give Zelina extra tries, because how many times did Snow and Charming give her a shot? Henry give her a shot? Emma give her a shot.
But it's a two-way street because Zelina had the opportunity to tell Regina that Evil Queen is back, and she refused to, and she lied straight to her face.
Yeah.
So again, another opportunity where Zelina could have been a good sister and say, hey, yo, your evil twin is back. We should do something about it because she has it in for all of us.
But like, how many times has
she did it.
How many times did Regina falter though when she was trying to be good? You know, I mean, Zelina is new to being good, like just yesterday, pretty much. So the fact that we gave Regina so many shots, like she would say she's doing good, and then she would kind of go back a little bit, say she was doing good, then go back a little bit. So Zelina obviously showed a lot, in my opinion, by stabbing Hades in the chest in front of Regina to save her. Like, I think that spoke a lot for itself. So I feel like they
just
do
that
need to.
One.
Well, I feel like they need to give her more of a shot, but she is doing some sketchy stuff, and she's always being called back to the dark side. So I think that she just needs some quality time with some good people.
Yeah, she needs some good people time, and she could have told Regina that the Evil Queen was back.
Yeah.
But Regina also just immediately was like, "This is you," and kind of came attacking. So if I'm going to be defensive, why am I going to help someone who isn't going to listen to me anyways? And we could talk about this whole Zelina thing for days, but she wasn't really in the episode that much, so let's move on. She wasn't. She'll be in more. So then, sorry.
People are like, yes, completely agreing about me and Zelina. Thank you, guys.
They have given her so many chances.
Marissa only chimes in with the chat when people are agreeing with her.
And they also miss Roxy. We miss Roxy too. She'll be back, you guys.
I guess we miss Roxy, guys. We're here.
People are saying Zelina's pretty much Regina in season 2. It's like, yeah, I believe that.
Yeah. She's got a long road to go.
Regina had a long way to come. Yes, we do know that, and Zelina's still on that path.
Yeah.
We know that she's trying to be good, but right now she's not.
I never even saw the whole like sisterly bonding thing coming at all. So when that happened, I'm like, oh my gosh, like they're not going to be rivals anymore.
Yes.
And then boom, here we are again.
And then boom. And I just want Zelina to not be part of the problem, so I just need people to be nice to her so that they stop pushing her over that edge.
Yep.
The darkness lives inside her, guys, and she's always on the verge of tipping over. And we don't want her to turn into Darth Vader. We want her to come over to the light.
Amen.
Amen. Right? So let's talk about this big fight that happens down at the docks.
Yes.
So we've got Snow and Charming versus Edmund.
That was a good 2 against 1. I was like, good teamwork on those guys.
Yeah.
Like, they really got it down.
And I love how much they were talking during the fight. Like, you really don't have to do this. Yes, I do. It's like this whole conversation was going on. Meanwhile, I can barely like jog and talk at the same time.
Exactly.
But they're like swinging swords.
And the whole time I was super afraid. I'm like, don't fall in the water, don't fall in the water. And then I'm like, oh wait, they're not in the underworld anymore.
Right.
So we're good. But the whole time I was like, wait, don't fall.
So then we have Regina show up, which Regina actually did a lot of sword fighting tonight.
Yeah. Where'd she
Both as
learn that?
Regina and the evil queen.
I love this, but yet it was a big plot hole too, because had Regina, like, apparently Regina knew this skill all along.
Yeah.
This whole time that we've seen of Evil Queen and whatnot, and yet it came up until this episode she's actually sword fighting, which was kick-ass, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, like, not denying that. But knowing that Evil Queen has always had the ability to sword fight, why couldn't we have seen this sooner?
Yeah, I know that she was trying to use her magic and it wasn't working. That's why they were trying to call Emma. So maybe she was like, well, my last resort, get a sword. Let's go.
Sword fight.
You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe because she wasn't able to use her magic, she decided, you know what, I'm just going to do this because this is all I have right now.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I was like, she's always resorted to her magic.
Yeah.
She always relied on that to, get her opponents. But, I mean, I'm all for the sword fighting, too.
Yeah,
it's cool.
It was very cool to see her because, like, okay, we always see the same people sword fighting.
Yeah.
So it was kind of fun to see Regina get to be a part of that, especially when she was doing it as the evil queen. She has on that giant dress and, a corset, and she's whipping and wailing and killing people. And speaking of killing people, Regina killed the Count of Monte Cristo.
Ah.
I mean, spoiler alert.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
Sorry, guys. But, I mean, in you guys' opinion, did she have any other choice?
No, I don't think so. I mean, the guy was literally like towering over Snow and Charming, getting ready to stab them. I think, in my opinion, that wouldn't make someone evil. They're just protecting the person they love. Like for you guys, for
self-defense,
instance, self-defense. Like if someone was coming at your family and you literally were like, okay, I'm either going to kill them or they're going to kill my family, what would you guys do? I would do the exact same thing.
Yep, same here.
And I wouldn't consider it evil.
I would do the same thing.
Okay, I was like, awkward pause.
Because I started thinking about all the other, like, a different show I've been catching up on and watching, and there's a similar situation, and it's Arrow. I've been watching a lot of Arrow lately. And, I was just thinking, you have this choice, but then kind of what the evil queen says is that she awoke a tiny bit of this darkness that is inside of Regina. Regina is trying to fight this off and be a better person, and we thought dividing the two would help. But actually what the evil queen is trying to prove is that it's just who she is no matter what.
Yeah.
So it was just one of those, that's what I was thinking of. That's why I didn't immediately answer yes. Of course I would save my family.
I was like, okay, I'm going to have to say something else. This is getting awkward. She's not saying anything.
You should not have thought about that.
My bad.
But I think that's an unfair assessment too, because would you really call protection of a family or your friends or your loved ones darkness? I mean, yeah, it ended on an unfortunate death, which is kind of dark, but I don't think the actions behind it were malevolent.
No.
Were there opportunities in that sword fight where she could have sliced his leg or injured him in a different way to stop him in that moment? But yes, I do think that there were other opportunities in this particular moment. Yes, you just do what naturally you think of, but she could have aimed that sword at his leg. He would have gone down. They could have ran away. Like, there is other ways.
She didn't have to go straight for the heart. I get.
And I think that's what the evil queen is trying to prove to her. Like, you were sword fighting with him. You didn't cut him at all or anything. Like, you could have injured him in a different way to stop him. But her default is to go for the kill.
Yeah.
And I know that's what she's trying to suppress and to be a better person. So I'm not saying that I agree with the evil queen. I'm just saying I can see what she's trying to do.
Yeah.
But the difference about this kill, she actually felt bad. like she had a conscience, and like she didn't want to do it, and she had to, and like that's what I think makes her a better person, because back then she'd go for the kill and she enjoyed it. This time she didn't. So
Oh my gosh. Okay.
she's good, you guys.
Sarah Healy says, "I love how the evil queen, like basically locked Henry's phone. Like, oh man, I can't get on my phone, and it has like, I'm like, that's great. She locked him out of his own
Parental
phone.
lock.
Yes. It's like Henry has 3 moms now.
Yeah.
Oh, people are
I
saying
didn't
like
think of that. That's crazy.
Regina could have knocked Count out. A punch.
Knocked him out.
Punch, like
punch.
she could have used the head. What's the butt of
Oh,
the
yeah, like,
sword or
boom.
something?
The
done one of
hilt?
those. The hilt. That's the one.
I was gonna say the shaft. That's something else. I was like, wait, okay, that's that. Okay, my bad, guys.
Ooh, family show. Family show.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I mean, she kind of drove him
Just got a
through with
little-
the shaft in the end there.
Yeah.
If we're being honest.
We should say
Strike true.
something else.
Strike true.
Tip of the sword.
There we
How
go.
about that?
That's not much better, but
Yeah.
we'll go with that.
So after all of this goes down, Evil Queen's still not done. She, earlier in the episode, her and Gold had a interesting conversation. She was trying to get this coin, steal it from his shop, and he was like, "Look, I'll make a deal with you."
I know. I'm like, okay, one more
Always
deal.
a deal.
Yeah.
Oh, that
whatever.
pawn shop was so awkward.
Yes, we're getting to that part.
I'm reading the light chat.
Yeah, like we're gonna get to that part. But you know, he makes the deal to protect Belle and his unborn son by saying, you know, whatever your plans are here, just leave them out of it, and you can have this coin. The coin ends up being a trinket thing that Charming had given his dad before his ultimate death. He died in a cart accident. Which is
Cart accident.
I don't know why that pun was just so funny to me and Dakota.
I mean, it's not funny, but it's a funny play on
It was
words.
not
Yes.
a noble death.
No.
That's the
Yeah,
one
no.
thing.
And so she kind of puts the seed of doubt in his mind of, was it an accident or was it not?
Yeah.
So now we have that kind of lingering. But back over to the pawn shop. So Regina, our evil queen, and
Yeah.
Mr. Gold, I think I about barfed in my mouth. It was
Same
so
here.
awkward when she's like, "Do you want to make a different kind of deal?" And I was like,
And she-
I know. It was so unbelievably uncomfortable. I'm like, ew, no, this cannot happen.
No.
What?
No.
You don't
If
want to see how that story plays out?
I'd rather have
No.
Regina be in no relationship after Robin after this. Seeing this,
I know.
I was like, what? This is so, this untold story.
Oh, I know, 'cause I
of
looked over
Regina.
at you guys
It's
and I'm like-
it can be left untold, thank you.
Yeah. I was like, guys, has this happened? And they're like, no. But like when she grabbed his fingers and we're like, I was like, we're not doing that.
Like,
No.
Because
Nope.
there were a couple flashbacks, and I can't remember what episode or season, but I do remember a flashback when Rumpel kind of, not confessed, but kind of led on that, like, you know, him and her together
Yeah.
would be great. So it was nice of
always
them to
him
kind of bring
going
it
on
full.
her.
Yeah.
It was never her.
Him coming on to him.
But now her personality is split, guys. So the evil side is seeing what he was talking about of like two evil forces together ruling all over the world, and ooh,
that other flashback.
they shouldn't have kids. That's for sure.
No.
That'd be one dark and evil child.
Yeah.
No.
That one other flashback where he kind of goes up to her neck and he's like,
Yeah, he
I'm
sniffed
like,
her hard.
oh, no
Yeah.
thanks. Like,
Like personal space, dude.
Yeah.
I love how we were all just shivering. I was like, a show has never really made me do that before. I'm
made
not
me-
gonna lie.
So uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
do not want
It was a little
this.
weird. So that's one story that we don't want told. Let us know your thoughts.
We'll leave that in the land of untold stories.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, there's no need for that. And then, I mean, it's not a Once Upon a Time after show if I don't talk about Hook, Hooker for Life. And he is...
That's what you meant by that.
Yes.
Because you tweeted me.
Yes,
And you said
hashtag Hooker for Life.
And I was like, I liked it. And I'm like, what does that mean?
It is our thing.
It's
We
a
will
reigning
learn.
hashtag for
Yes,
that.
it's our reigning hashtag for that. And also Captain Swan, like, for life. Anyways.
Yeah, and people are hashtagging Rum Queen. No,
Oh, rum
no.
queen.
I'm putting my foot down on that.
Rum
no,
queen. Oh.
No.
Nope.
But Hook is helping Belle out. She needs a place to hide away from her crazy baby daddy. And Granny's is all booked. So he takes her to the Jolly Roger, and is like, I will hide you here, protect you here.
Did you think that was awkward?
I think it was actually sweet. Maybe not the best hospitality, but it's the action that counts.
Because the whole time I was like, okay, this is interesting. And then they were like having this little moment on the ship, and I'm like, ooh, like, I don't think this is romantic, but it kind of had that feeling like they were so, happy to be talking to each other, and they were kind of like, oh, thank you so much. And I'm like, what is this? Like, Hook, go back to Emma.
No, I think it was the thought that counts, and the fact that Hook still realizes that, yes, he had a dark past too, as a lot of these characters did, and he's trying to atone his actions, because he once wasn't the best person towards Belle either. So, like, it's him making up for his bad ways.
And I actually have a quote here from Colin about this situation. Colin plays Hook. We're on a first name only basis, clearly. But he says, in this situation, Hook helps Belle because she wants help. She doesn't want to have gold in her life anymore, and at the moment, she doesn't want gold in her son's life. Hook is helping her because that's the right thing to do in that moment. The fact that it's getting one up on Rumple doesn't hurt as well. But he's happy to help her and wants to do whatever he can whatever he can to sort of make amends for how he treated her in the past. So we get to see a little bit of that. And also she wants to be hidden, and who better to hide in anything than a pirate?
Ooh.
Valid point.
He's got a way with words.
He's got
That's very smart.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think it's a good thing. I think now we will see them more interactions together. And I think I'm okay with it because he's just trying to help the pregnant lady out.
As long as it stays like that.
Yeah, it stays like that. Yeah. But then on the other end, you have Emma, who he knows is keeping secrets from him right now. And so I think this kind of helps keep him distracted from the Emma drama that is. But at least Emma is actually going to see Archie. I wrote in my notes when she said she had to go see Archie, I was like, so she says, or is she lying again?
Yeah, right.
Because last week she lied and I was not happy.
Well, I mean, it's just unfortunate that it's good that she's telling someone. It's bad that she's still not telling her family. And I liked how she did question. She's like, should I tell them? And whatnot?
Yeah.
Like, so she has the same thought as all of us, but at least she's telling someone.
Yeah. Humberto Lozano saying #Captain Beauty is platonic, and I like that.
Yes.
Let's stay that way.
Yeah.
It's okay to have platonic relationships sometimes.
My best friend is a girl, and we're platonic.
Yes.
That is possible. Let's keep it that way.
Keep things platonic. But do you think that, because she goes back to Archie again, and now she tells him that, the reason why I don't want to tell my family what's going on is because now I'm kind of thinking that it's Regina who I'm fighting in these flashback or these images I'm seeing, because when you look at who's standing there, it is her whole family except for Regina isn't there.
And I think that's not right.
No.
Or like the fact that it's like, but also your evil twin isn't there either.
Yeah.
Like your dark swan wasn't there, so it's
and
like
Gold wasn't there, and
a lot of people weren't.
Yeah, like there was
there.
a lot of people not there. It could be anyone.
Yeah.
It could be anyone still, and I think because she said Regina, now that kind of crosses her out of my possibilities list.
Yeah. Well, and now that Emma also knows that the evil queen is back too, that that's her first thought to go to.
Yeah.
No, it's usually not the first person you think of.
No.
It's
because then everyone would be like, oh yeah, that's happening. So like they always have to throw you off a little bit to make you think, but like we're too smart for that now, so we always know.
Yeah, and I think it's a smarter build-up and surprise twist that we'll get when we find out it might be Emma. Be like, oh, it's not who this person was who I was thinking all along. It's someone else.
I just don't want to see Emma being ran through with a sword. Like, if we're being honest. I'd rather that not happen.
Yeah. I mean, but the one thing I did notice this time around when we saw the images was that, and maybe they did this on purpose to make us think that it's Regina or someone, but the cloak did look a little broader in the lower half, almost like big enough for like the evil queen to have been wearing something over it. And now that we know that she does sword fight.
True.
And maybe she's thinking that Regina
I thought that
ends up becoming the evil queen again because of this darkness that's inside her or something.
Oh my gosh. I would be so mad if they if Regina went back to the dark side after all of this progress and all these seasons. I would seriously be so mad. Oh, what would you do?
I'd flip a table.
She'd be like,
this is pretty sturdy, like stuck in the ground, and Marisa would flip this table
She'd
over.
be like, flip, take the cup.
Yeah.
But it'd be unfortunate But that might be the only way to subdue Evil Queen if Regina had to take her back. It kind of reminds me of Charmed. I'm making a Charmed reference, guys. When Cole, the source of all evil, had to take back his dark magic just because he was the only person to control it. So it might be Regina might have to take back Evil Queen because she's the only one who can handle it.
Clearly there's no killing her.
Scrappy's mom says that she thinks maybe that Dark Swan is fighting the Good Swan.
Yeah.
I don't know. Would you think that they would bring that back? Because we pretty much see that she's the.
I mean, if it can happen
pure-
with Regina, I think it definitely could happen with Emma.
Yeah.
If she's questioning the darkness within her, yeah, why not split Emma?
But
in two?
even Dark Swan though had good intentions and wasn't fully dark.
Yeah.
Is what we learned.
She had twisted intentions.
She had twisted intentions.
Speeding up a pregnancy, you think that was good?
I mean, it wasn't the greatest
No.
thing, but
With a batch of onion rings.
Yeah. But ultimately, we learned that her plan was trying to help everybody, but
Yeah.
she was like Rumpelstiltskin, where she's like, I need some stuff to happen. I need some babies to be made, and
Yeah.
you know, in order for my plan to come.
Do you know how much
Twisted.
money those onion rings would go for? People would be like, speed up my pregnancy, girl. Let's go.
But yes, let's go.
Let's get this baby out
Get
of
this
here.
baby out of me. It's been 2 months. I'm over it. I want some wine.
That's right.
Is there anything else in this episode you guys wanted to touch on?
I think you were bringing up a really nice point about maybe some outfit of the day.
Oh, yes. Let's do that. But first, I think Marisa has a little something she wants to share with us.
I do. So if you guys like Once Upon a Time, I'm sure you guys will like this new book that is coming out called Crooked Kingdom. Now, imagine this. You just pulled off the heist of the century. You stormed the kingdom, just like Once Upon a Time would do. You stole the magic, and now there will be hell to pay. Pretty much. Welcome to the Crooked Kingdom, the thrilling new fantasy novel, totally up our alley, by Leigh Bardugo, the #1 New York Times bestselling author of The Six Crows and the Grisha trilogy. So The Six Crows was her last book that she just published, and Crooked Kingdom is her sequel. Pretty cool. Think Harry Potter meets Game of Thrones.
That's awesome.
Definitely up our alley, definitely our genre.
Like both
Raves
of
the
those.
Los Angeles Times with a caper twist. Very cool.
Ooh.
Publisher Weekly gave Six of Crows a star review. This has all the right elements to keep readers enthralled. A cunning leader with a plan for every occasion. Nigh impossible odds and an entertainingly combative team of skilled misfits, a twisty plot, and a nerve-wracking cliffhanger. Sounds like Once Upon a Time, you know?
Yeah.
With each new novel in the Grisha universe, Leigh Bardugo's fan base keeps growing, men and women, young and old, non-genre readers, and top fantasy authors alike. This is a world where magic is power and power is magic, and what doesn't make you stronger just might kill you. Definitely check it out. The wait is over, the con is on, and the entire kingdom is up for grabs, called A Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. To learn more, go to Crooked Kingdom and all the Grisha novels at leighbardugo.com. That's LEIGHBARDUGO.com. Get the books. They sound fantastic.
Yeah, seriously.
Something I would totally
Yeah.
read.
Yeah.
I actually can't wait to get home so I can check that out.
Yeah,
Check out
seriously.
Crooked Kingdom.
Yes.
Awesome.
So now, I mean, guys, everyone knows that Blake isn't with us anymore. So we're testing out some new special segments for the show. Tonight we're going with Once Upon a Wardrobe Malfunction.
Love the
So,
name.
in this final diner scene with Emma sitting there with Regina and everything, Emma is sitting there and Snow's there and everyone's all relaxed. And Emma, what the heck were you wearing? Was that white shirt with the big puffy? She looked like a pirate or like
Yeah.
someone from the 1800s, like Ponce de Leon or someone, you know, like ruffled feathers. And I was like, it was just it's like a mid, like from your navel to your head shot. Like we couldn't get a better shirt for that.
I know.
Right. I noticed that it didn't look too flattering on her, but did you also notice that Snow was in all pure white
Yes,
too?
they were both in white. I
Emma
thought that was
and
weird.
Snow were in white, and Regina was on the other side of the booth in black. And it makes you question, is Regina really good? Which we guys, you know.
You know.
But she's thinking about like how dark she is and the fact that she's wearing black, and the other two ladies are literally wearing white. You're like, I don't know what to believe anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was really smart.
And it's very rare that two people are in the same scene in the same color for no specific reason.
Yeah.
Yes, especially on the show.
I did notice that they were both sitting next to each other wearing white, and I'm like, that's new. That doesn't usually happen. But can we talk about
Purity.
also, like, Emma, I think that was like the first outfit I've ever seen her in where I was like, girl, what is that?
Just
like the first time ever. So, I mean,
go get your red leather jacket.
Yeah.
Stick to that with the black tee underneath. I don't know what. She's been hanging out with Hook too much and wanted to feel a little bit like more flowy or something. So guys, please make sure you're still sending us ideas for different segments that we can incorporate into the show. I know that we want to do Once Upon a Wine at some point.
Yes,
and
definitely.
We've got some other things coming up that we're thinking
And some
of.
shout outs. Oh, Ivan Soto in the live chat says he loved when Henry was referencing the pop culture. The Empire Strikes Back, Temple of Doom, and Godfather Part 2. All the best sequels in cinema history.
I mean, he forgot about Ocean's 12, but we'll let that pass.
We'll let it slide.
That was a joke.
That was a horrible
Clearly, that
sequel.
was a joke, everyone.
That was a horrible sequel. Yeah, but let us know and we'll definitely give you a shout out. Speaking of shout outs,
Yes.
iTunes, you guys, if you leave us a nice 5-star rating and comment there, we'll shout you out too. Just like these lovely people who gave us nice glowing reviews. Courtney Mama of 1 gave us 5 stars, says, this podcast makes me so happy.
Aww.
She says, I love the perspective each host brings. I love that they don't always agree with each other because that's the fun of the show, right? The different perspectives that everyone has when watching it because there are so many spectrums to the show. I vote the new segment should be #hookers.
Yes!
So that's for you, T.
I'm down for it. I live for it. #hooker moment of the night.
Last week I said hooker of the week, which sounds terrible. But let's not go with that one. And then another one, Daniel G43 gave us 5 stars, said, great podcast. They're friendly and informative, and I enjoy listening to it.
Thank you very much for your kind words, everyone.
Yeah, leave us a nice rating and comment, and we'll read them.
Yeah.
There you go.
So we already went over like the biggest news for everything. So let's just jump into some predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Oh. Dakota. That's
Sorry,
that
guys.
voice.
had a
Oh
moment.
my.
Got some bass in that.
Yeah, all about that bass.
That's right.
Who wants to? I have no idea what to even start to pretend to think that I know what I want to say as a prediction.
Okay, I think I wrote down a prediction, but I think I would just.
I
maybe didn't.
think maybe my biggest prediction is something along the lines of one of the people that we know and love is going to be under the hood, the person who's trying to kill Emma. But I feel like we already kind of talked about this. It's not going to be Regina, but I think it might be one of her close family members, or maybe even Gold, or I don't know. Like, you did make a good point about it looked like kind of like a big dress underneath. Maybe the Evil Queen, but I would really hate if Regina went back to the dark side.
Same here.
Or maybe that does happen and then she snaps out of it afterwards. I don't know. Something about that seems crazy, and it's going to be someone that we know and love. Otherwise, why would they have a hood on? You know what I'm saying? It makes me wonder, and I just
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I kind of going off of that, something Emma said tonight in that scene with Archie was that she's winning the fight, and then the tremor starts and it distracts her, and that's how she ultimately gets stabbed and died. So I know that the Oracle said that no matter what she does, this is her fate, and on this time and this day, she will die. But I feel like if she was winning, that there is a way for her to change that fate and whatever is supposed to happen. So maybe if she can get the tremoring under control or not be distracted by it and find a way, whatever the tremor is trying to tell her, clearly her body is telling her something.
And we don't know exactly what's causing the tremor yet, right? 'Cause
No.
I don't think we do. I think it's just something that's happening, and no one really knows why it's happening, right?
Right.
Yeah,
but
as
we
of right
saw
now.
Regina knows that Emma has a tremor now, so maybe she'll look into it and help her.
Yeah.
But also, we did learn last week's episode that if there's one savior, there could be another savior. So maybe we'll have another savior introduced to us that can help Emma during this
That would
tremor.
be really interesting.
That'd be cool.
That would be really cool.
Because what if Regina's just standing behind her at a frame, so she's gonna come jump in the fight and save her,
Exactly.
and prove that she is a hero and not a villain.
See, I don't think it's Regina under the hood, But my question is, where's Regina during all this?
Yeah.
Very
And I
good
do
question.
hate that Emma was so quick to think, oh, you know what? I think Regina might be under the hood. Like, seriously, after all the progress.
Yeah, I was like, that's not fair.
And she was defending your parents, like you would automatically jump to the conclusion that she's the one trying to kill you.
Yeah.
Like that kind of made me mad a little bit
Okay.
to Emma.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Kind of bitter. Kind of bitter.
I agree with that, but in fairness, I don't think Emma knew that Regina was fighting to save Snow White and
No, I think she knew because
she's
she's.
during that fight. That
I think she knew because she said Emma said to Regina, you didn't have any other choice. So I think she did know, but I do think that if what we're seeing, if Emma's thinking ahead of time of, okay, the evil queen just said that there is darkness in Regina and she can get it to come out, then her mind would be like, well, if she ends up making this full dark recovery, Emma's probably number one on the hit list for, Regina to want to get rid of because of
I think it'd be
what they've been
Snow.
through.
Oh yeah.
I think it'd be Snow would be number one hit list.
True.
Yeah.
Because we saw that brief moment with Evil Queen and Snow, and Evil Queen was about to take her
she
out
was
there
like,
on the
"Snow
dock.
White."
Snow.
And then my other big question is, where's baby Neil? Because we've
thought
seen
so
Selena's
too.
baby in both episodes so far this
Seriously.
season.
Who's watching Neil?
Where's Neil? He's back from being off with the fairies, right? Because
I would think.
during like the big
Yeah.
highness of everything last season, he went off and was like living with the fairies and being protected.
People are like, Lily?
Hashtag where is Neil?
Hashtag where is Neil?
I thought the exact same thing, too.
Hashtag be better parents.
Yeah. You think you might have learned that the first time?
Yeah, like, remember, you're supposed to be
What?
doing it differently this time.
Yeah.
Actually, being
Maybe
in your
Blue's
child's
looking
life.
after.
Yeah.
I
don't
mean,
know.
he's probably still hanging out with Blue. Any other predictions?
I mean, this is kind of a prediction, but I kind of want to know what you guys think of the new fairy tales being introduced as we see in the promo for at the very end
I'm
of this
excited to
episode.
see Cinderella come back.
Yes.
Yes.
Because I really liked the Cinderella story,
Yeah.
and I just
I
don't
like her.
understand why she wasn't part of the crew.
Yeah.
Well,
Kind of
also-
a big fairy tale.
Yeah.
Yeah,
to leave
in
out.
fairness, Jessie Schramm, the actress, has been very busy. She's been on a lot of shows,
Yeah.
and movies, and stuff.
I'm excited to have her back though, because I did love the whole Cinderella story. What do you think about the whole
Jasmine,
Jasmine,
and
Aladdin?
I'm looking forward to like their spin on it
Uh-huh.
because we all know the Aladdin story, and we're obviously excited about it. But I'm just very questionable and wary because we saw the spin-off for those who watched Once Upon a Time in Wonderland. We did see a version of Jafar, and I just hope that this version of Once Upon a Time is better, more enhanced, more scarier than the Jafar that we saw in the spin-off. So I hope it gets better for, it's just better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More so.
I'm excited. That's one of my favorite fairy tales, and I'm just excited. I do like the fact that they're bringing Aladdin and the whole Jasmine story, but I want to know what that has to do with whatever's happening now with the Count and the person in the hood and
Yeah.
then Cinderella. Like, how are they going to like incorporate all that? Or is this kind of like an overview of like what's going to happen throughout the season? Is that what that is, or is this what's happening next week?
It felt more of like coming up this season
Okay,
on
okay.
Once Upon a Time.
Got it.
Because I can't remember, Karen David, who's playing Jasmine, actually tweeted out that her character makes its first appearance, and I believe she said episode 4, but she might have said 3. She might have said it was either 3 or 4, but I'm pretty sure she said 4. So I think it's like coming up on Once Upon a
Okay.
Time.
Okay, fair.
Yeah. But
had
let
that
us know what you guys
Yeah.
think. And thank you guys for joining us tonight. And make sure you guys keep the conversation going. Thank you for everyone who's in our chat roll right now
Yeah.
with Marisa kind of watching over. Where can the people keep up with you guys during the week to talk more once?
You guys can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Mr. Dakota T Jones.
And you can follow me on Twitter at Serafini TV.
And you can find me at the Tiona Hobson, and make sure you check out all the shows that we do here. It is fall season, so if you're watching a show, AfterBuzz TV more than likely covers it. You can find us everywhere, social media, interwebs, everything is at AfterBuzz TV. Please check us out. If you're on YouTube right now, make sure you guys give us a like and a comment, and if you go to iTunes and give us 5 stars, and please leave us a good comment on there too. And Marisa
Predictions.
will shout you out, and let us know your predictions. Let us know what you guys are thinking. We love hearing from you throughout the week, so just keep doing it. You
Keep
guys
the
are
conversation going. Like everyone was talking on our first episode. Yeah, keep it going.
And thank you guys so much for having me. This has been so
Yes,
fun.
Dakota.
Thanks for joining.
I'm so excited.
You were
to be
not
here.
a disappointment.
Thank you. I'm glad.
All right, we'll see you guys next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.